Inhale, raise your arms up, lift from your waist. And exhale to fold forwards, bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bend your knees even more, step or walk back into a plank position. Either take the knees on the floor or keep them off the floor. As you exhale, move the body down towards the floor, chaturanga. Lift your chest, press into your hands, come to the top of the feet, upward facing dog. Exhale, take the hips back, tuck your toes under. Small step in for downward facing dog. 5 steady breaths, smoothly in and out through the nose. 1. 2. 3. Bend your knees and take your hips back if you need to open the shoulders a touch more. 4. And 5. Bend your knees, look forward, step or walk your feet in towards your hands to lift your head, long spine. And then exhale to fold, let the head drop. Inhale, press into your feet, bring your arms up. Reach from your hips and exhale, bring your arms down. Inhale, arms moving up. Exhale, folding forwards, drop your head. Inhale, lift your head for a long spine. Exhale, step or walk back into your plank position. Just make sure that your hips aren't too high. Knees on the floor or off the floor as you exhale. Send the chest forwards. Let the hips come down to the floor. Inhale, lift your chest or press into your hands. Come to the tops of your feet to lift your head. Exhale, hips moving back. Downward facing dog. Take a small step in. Feet hip distance. 1. Again, breathing in and out through your nose. 2. Head between your arms. 3. 4. Breathing into the sides of your lower ribs, all the way up to your collarbones. And 5. Bend your knees. Look forwards, inhale, step or walk in towards your hands and keep letting the head come up for a long spine. Exhale, folding forwards, forward folds, inhale. Bring your arms up, reach up and out of your hips and exhale to release. Inhale, bring your thumbs together, look towards, exhale. As you fold, drop your head, bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, lift your head. You can start to straighten your legs if you have the space. And exhale, step or walk back into your plank position. Knees on the floor as I've shown before, or off as you send the chest forwards to come down. Point your toes. Inhale, either lift your chest or press into your hands, come to the tops of your feet. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Rather than just taking the hips back, you can try to roll over your toes and take a small step in. 5 steady breaths. 1. 2. Spread the fingers, press into the fingertips, the heels of your hand. 4. And 5. Inhale, look forwards, slightly bend your knees, step or walk in towards your hands. You can lift your hands if you need to. And exhale to fold, bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, press into your feet, including your big toes, coming all the way up. And exhale to come down. Inhale. Looking towards the thumbs, lifting up out of the hips. Exhale, folding forwards. Bending knees if you need. Inhale, lift your chest. You can start to take the hand flat down towards the floor. And exhale, step, walk. You can start to jump back into your plank position, knees off the floor or on the floor to come down through chaturanga. Point your toes. Inhale, press into your hands, lift your chest, lift your chin. And exhale, take your hips back, small step in. Downward facing dog. Tune into your breath. 1, just notice where you're breathing to. 2, tongue pressing to the roof of your mouth. 3, 4, and 5. Look forward, slightly bend your knees, step, walk, or you can start to jump in towards your hands, lift your head, and exhale to fold. Inhale, bringing the arms all the way up, try not to lock the knees, lifting up from the hips and the ribs. Exhale to come down. Last one, inhale, reaching the fingers up towards the ceiling. Exhale, folding forwards. Try, maybe let your shoulders drop a touch, head dropping. Inhale, lift your chest, long spine. Exhale, bend your knees, step, walk, or jumping back into your plank position. Knees on the floor or off the floor as you send the chest forwards all the way to the floor to start with. Point your toes. Inhale, lift your chest, or you can start to press in towards your hands, tops of the feet. Exhale. Remember, you can still take your hips back and tuck your toes under. Small step in, downward facing dog. Steady breath. 1, 2, observing your breath going in and out through your nose. Observe the feelings and sensations, the sound. 4, keep pressing into your hands, and 5. Bend your knees, look forwards, walk, step or jump in towards your hands, all the way forwards, lifting your head. You can send your shoulders back, and then exhale to drop forwards. Inhale, press into your feet, bring your arms up, follow the breath, and exhale to come back down. Sun salutation B. Inhale, this time you're going to bend your knees, raise your arms as if you're sitting in a chair. Exhale, straighten the legs and fold forwards. Again, bend the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, lift your head, still bending your knees. And exhale, step, walk, or you can start to jump back. And exhaling down into chaturanga, knees on the floor or off the floor. Inhale, either gently lift the chest or start to press into the hands, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. I'll take a small step in here, bending the knees. Virabhadrasana A. 2 options. You can either just send your right foot forwards, or you can give it a little bit of momentum to start off with and swing it forwards. If you need to, you can place your hand behind your ankle and persuade it to go forwards a touch more. Turn the back heel in, find your balance. Inhale, try to come up with a bent knee, and again reaching up out of your hips. Look towards your thumbs. Exhale, now reach forwards. Keep reaching, we keep reaching, we keep reaching. Hands down to the floor. Press into your hands as you scooch the right leg back. Down through chaturanga again, knees on the floor or off the floor. Exhale. And inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, remember you can still roll over your toes if you want more of a challenge. Small step in, downward facing dog. Left side for Virabhadrasana. So slightly bend your knees if you need to, look forwards, swing or step. Remember you can use that hand to help the foot forwards, replace the hand back down on the foot floor. Turn the right heel in this time, find your balance, press into your toes. Push, inhale to come up, reach the hands up. And exhale, now reaching forwards, reaching forwards. Hopefully you've not got a plant in your way. Press down into the floor and step back into plank. Knees on the floor or off the floor as you exhale down through chaturanga. And inhale for your upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog, small step in. 5 steady breaths. You might feel a little bit more out of breath in this one. That's okay. Your aim is to return your breath to a soft, smooth inhale and exhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, keep sending your hips back and up towards the ceiling, and 5. Inhale, step, walk or jump in towards your hands, lifting your head in onto the fingertips if you need to, and exhale to release. Inhale, we're coming up with bent knees, and sweep the hands, reach the arms up, and exhale, bring the arms back down. 2 more. Inhale, bend your knees, raise your arms, and exhale to fold forwards. Inhale, lift your head, bend your knees if you need to, and exhale, step, walk or jump back into your plank position. Keep exhaling either with the knees on the floor or off the floor. Send the elbows back and the chest forwards. Point your toes, inhale, lift your chest, or you can take it further and press into your hands, lifting the chest higher, coming to the top of the feet. Exhale, downward facing dog, small step in. Look forwards, swing or step your right foot forwards. Remember you can use your hand if you need to, back heel turning in, balance. Inhale, pressing firmly through your right foot. Exhale, reaching forwards as you come all the way down, pressing into your hands and stepping back into plank. Keep exhaling, knees on the floor or off the floor. Send the chest forwards, send the toes back. Inhale, pressing into your hands or simply raising the chest, upward facing dog, and exhale. Showing the different variations for each one. Downward facing dog. Left side swing or step, so looking forwards, swing or step the left foot forwards. Use that hand if you need to, turn the right foot in. Nice firm press down with your left foot. Inhale, bending your left knee, reaching up with your fingers. Exhale, reaching forwards to come down. Press down into your hands as much as you can to create space to step the foot back. Knees on the floor, off the floor for chaturanga. Exhale. And inhale, either lifting the chest or pressing into the hands, upward facing dog. Exhale. Small step in, downward facing dog. Remember, if your back is feeling quite rounded and looking like this, and it's difficult to get your head in between your arms, bend your knees, send your hips back. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, breathing into your side ribs, all the way up to your shoulders, and 5. Look forwards, knees bent, step, walk or jump in towards your hands, either keeping the hands flat on the floor or coming up into your fingertips. You can even come to your shins, whatever you need to do, and exhale to fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms, bring them up, and exhale to come down. Last one. Inhale, bend your knees, raise your arms, reach the fingers but keep the hips back. Exhale to fold forwards. Let the head drop down, knees bent if needed. Inhale, lift your head, and exhale, step, walk or jump back into your plank position. Hips not too high, hips not too low, so find the mid ground. Knees on the floor or off the floor for chaturanga. As you exhale, come down, point your toes. Inhale, press into your hands, lift your chest. And exhale. Downward facing dog, small step in. Warrior A or Virabhadrasana, look forwards, swing or step your right foot forwards, left foot turning in, find your balance, inhale, reach up. Exhale, reaching forwards this time, pressing into your hands, sending the foot back. Chaturanga as you exhale, knees on the floor or off the floor, come all the way down to start off with. Inhale, chest lifted, toes pointed, pressing into your hands. Exhale. Downward facing dog, take a small step in. Bend your knees, look forwards, swing or step that left foot, right heel turning in. Press into your left foot as you inhale to come up, left knee bending. And exhale, reaching forwards to come down, pressing into your hands. Plank position, knees on the floor or off the floor. Chaturanga coming down, lower the chest. Point your toes, lift your chest, upward facing dog. And exhale. Hips back, small step in, downward facing dog. Steady the breath. 1, focus your mind. 2, to start off with, you can gaze towards the knees. 3, as your shoulders start to open, you can gaze towards your navel. 4, and 5. Bend your knees, inhale, step, walk or jump in towards your hands. Lift your hands if you need to, and exhale to fold. Drop your head. Inhale, bend your knees into chair pose, lift your arms. And exhale to come down. So moving on to the standing poses. We're going to inhale, take our feet hip distance apart. Now you can either step or jump. I'm going to step mine out, Padangusthasana. On that same inhale, you're bringing your hands either down to your ankles or your 2 peace fingers around your big toes. Lifting your head. As you exhale, fold forwards. Again, you can bend your knees as much as you need to. And let your head drop down. Take 5 steady breaths. 1, 2, tongue to the roof of your mouth. Breathing in and out through your nose to the side ribs. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, you're going to straighten your arms. Also, if your hands are on your shins. And exhale there, Padahastasana. If your hands are on your shins, you can see if they go a little bit further down towards your ankles. If you're taking your hands under your toes, excuse me, either start off with your fingers, or if there's space, and you can bring your toes towards your wrists so your hands are flat on the floor. And then exhale, dropping the head. 1, bend your knees again if you need to. 2, breathing into your side lower ribs. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale. Exhale there. Place your hands on your waist. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, step the feet back together. Trikonasana, a triangle. Step out to the right, about legs distance between the feet. Turn your right foot out, bring your arms up. Palms facing towards the wide angle of the mat. You're going to draw your right thigh in and exhale to come down either towards your shin, reaching towards your foot, maybe even being able to catch your big toe with your 2 peace fingers. Send your top hand up towards the ceiling. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Keep lifting your chest towards the back of the mat. 4, and 5. Inhale to come back up. Turn on your heel to bring your right foot in and your left foot out. Keeping your arms up. Exhale exactly the same on the left, drawing the thigh in. You can let that hip drop forwards as touch. Either taking the hand onto the shin, down to the ankle, or 2 peace fingers around the big toe, reaching the top hand up, lifting your chest, or lengthening your chest towards the front of the mat now. You can either look forwards or up to the hand. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale to come up. Turn on your heel again to turn your back foot in. Turn on the ball of your foot to turn your right foot out. Revolved triangle. Sending your left hand forwards. Keep your body straight to start off with. Then swap your hand over to either to the outside of the shin. Fingertips onto the floor, or maybe even putting the hand flat on the floor. Your right hand, back of the hand on top of the hip, rolling the shoulder. From here, if you feel that you can extend it up towards the ceiling, you can go for that. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come all the way up, turn on your heel, turn your right foot in, turn your left foot towards the the front of the mat. If your back foot is turned down quite locked and there's bringing a little bit of pressure onto your knee, then turn it in just a touch more to start off with, leaning forwards with your right arm, taking it on the outside of your shin, fingers to the floor or palm flat on the floor. Back of the left hand on the back of your hip, opening up your shoulder, so lifting your elbow and your shoulder to the side. And if you want to, you can extend your arm up. 2, lifting your chest towards the front of your mat, then turning your head. 3, 4, keep breathing in and out through your nose. And 5. Inhale to come all the way back up towards the center, and exhale, stepping back to the front of your mat. Parshvakonasana or extended side angle. So there's going to be 2 variations here. Inhale, stepping out nice and wide between your feet this time. Turn on your heel to turn your right foot out. Hips stay mainly facing towards the long center edge of the mat. Arms coming up. Exhale. Option number 1, you bring your forearm down onto the thigh. Reach your arm over. If you can keep your hips low and move your hand down towards the floor without everything coming up to the side, then take your hands down. 5 breaths. 1. You can take the flat of the hand down onto the floor. 2, 3, strong legs. 4, and 5. Press into your right foot, strong push up. Turn on the heel, turn your right foot in. Left foot turning out, same again. Either bringing the forearm down onto the thigh, sweeping your arm over, palm facing towards the floor, slightly towards your head. 2, and then you can bring your hand down if you can. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, pressing firmly into your left foot, coming all the way up. You're going to turn towards the back of your mat, so right foot turning out. Bring your left knee down. Couple of different options here. The aim is to get your armpit in contact with your knee. So option number 1. So I'm going to roll my thigh in, come down to here. So I'm going to show you the hand position here. So hands pressing together, but then draw them into your chest. You'll be able to see this more on the other side. And twist towards your right side. If your armpit is in contact with the knee, and you can bring your hand all the way down to the floor, in line with your toes, you can take the arms up. If that's feeling comfortable, you can bring the arm over, Bring the back knee up. And if you want more of a challenge and you can keep your hips nice and stable, you can turn that back foot in. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale. To come back up to the center, press into your right leg and turn. Same again on the left side. So bring your right knee down. You can see there's not too much space. You're not aiming to lunge into your hip just yet. The main priority is to get the armpit in towards the knee. Okay, so you don't want to be reaching so far away. So keep a right angle in your knees and your legs. I'm going to show you on this side this time. So armpit in towards the knee, option number 1. Place the hands on top of each other, raise the elbow, lift the shoulder. If you can get your hand down towards the floor, so you might start off like that, that's fine. If you can get your hand down towards the floor, raise your arm up towards the ceiling. To progress, take your arm over, tuck your back foot in and send your heel back. And last little bit is to turn the heel in. That's pretty difficult, challenging to do on the hips. As you can see, 4 and 5. Depending on where you are. Inhale. I would have come for the left side, so inhale to come back up, come into standing, look towards the centre of the mat, and exhale back to the centre. Wide leg forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, stepping out to the right, both feet facing forwards, outside edge of the foot parallel with the outside edge of the mat. Hands on your waist for A, there's 4 of these. Inhale and exhale, bring your fingertips or your hands in between your feet. Inhale, you're going to lift your head up, take a slight lean forwards, and then exhale. Watch my elbows as they bend back and my head drops forwards. If you can take the hands on flat onto the floor, and you can do that. If your head is down to the floor, if you've got lots of space in your hamstrings and your hips, you can start to take your hands back. Elbows at a right angle, 2. 5 breaths here, 3. Make sure you're not locking out your knees so much that the hips don't have a chance to do any of the work. Good. And 5. From here, straighten your arms, inhale, lift your head. Exhale there. Inhale, take your hands on the waist, come all the way up. And exhale. B, inhale, take your arms to the side. And exhale onto your waist. Inhale. And exhale, hinging from your hips. You can use your hands to help you here. Folding all the way down. You keep your hands on your hips. Send your elbows together, drop your head. 5 breaths, 1. Lean forwards, make sure your toes are doing equal amounts of work. To your heels, 3. 4, breathing in and out through your nose into your side ribs, all the way up to your collarbones. And 5. Inhale, coming all the way up, nice and slow. And exhale to release your hands. C, inhale, take your arms to the side. Exhale, you're going to clasp them together behind you. Take another inhale. And exhale, fold at your hips first, as you've been doing in both of the others. And then let your arms come over your head. Slight tuck of your chin, lean forwards. 1, 2. Just make sure that your elbows aren't really, really, really locked out. Find some softness there. 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Press your hands away as you come all the way back up. And exhale to release your hands. And D, hands on your waist, inhale. Exhale, 2 peace fingers around your big toes or just hands towards the shins. Inhale, lift your head up, lengthen through your spine, and then exhale to fold forwards. Elbows go out to the side. So if your hands are on your shins, stay as you are. Or if you can get the 2 peace fingers around the big toes, take them around and let your head drop. Lean forwards, 2. 3, press your toes into the floor, balls of the toes, heels. And 5. From here, inhale, lift your head, exhale. Hands on your waist, stay strong in your legs. Inhale, coming all the way up. And then you're going to exhale back to the front of the mat. So that might mean that you need to scooch your feet in, turn on your heel, and come to the front of the mat. Paschimottanasana, single leg forward fold. So you can inhale, step out to the right, not too wide again with the feet. Back foot is turned in, front foot is facing forwards. 2 options with your hands here. You can either go fist to fist, rolling the elbows back, or if you can have a play around with reverse prayer pose. So taking the hands on the backs of your body and then rolling the elbows back. So try not to let your ribs pop out. So there's lots to do with shoulder mobility here. So you've done your inhale, depending on where your hands are. Exhale, fold forwards. Send your chest towards the inside of the shin, gazing towards your big toe. Keep lifting your elbows. 1, 2, check in with where you're breathing, how you're breathing. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, coming all the way up. Try and keep your hands where they are. Turn on your heel, so that might challenge your balance. Generally, if you balance on you go between the ball of your foot and your heel, you should be a little bit more balanced. Just check in with your feet as well. Sometimes when you're moving, they can become swapped over, which impedes your balance again. So just take a little bit of room, heel in line with the arch, or if you're feeling like you need a bit more space, take your foot out as well, okay? Elbows drawing back, don't let the ribs pop out. Exhale to come forwards. Strong feet, 1, 2. Keep lifting your elbows, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, coming all the way up. Release your hands towards the center. Turn on your heels. Take an exhale to come back. I'm going to finish off with the last 3 closing poses now. I'm going to take a vinyasa down into that. So that's like half a sun salutation. Inhale, take your arms up. And exhale to fold forwards, bending your knees if you need to. Inhale, lift your head. And exhale, step, walk or jump back into your plank position, down through chaturanga. Remember, knees on the floor if you need. Send your chest forward, your elbows back. Point your toes. Inhale, either gently lift the chest, keep it there, or press into your hands on the tops of the feet. And exhale, downward facing dog. From here, you're going to look forwards. 2 ways of getting into sitting. Number 1, you can come down onto the knees, back onto the hips, and swivel the legs around. Number 2, you can look forwards, bend your knees, step your right foot forwards, press it down, step your left foot forwards in a cross leg position, press it down, and bring your hips down. Straighten out your legs. Okay, last 3 closing poses. Option is to take a nice simple cross leg position. Option number 2 is to take half lotus. So if you're doing that, close the knee joint first, take it out to the side, draw your foot in, and remember to swap between. the right side and the left side, or you can take full lotus, being very mindful of where your knees are at. Okay? If you got cross-legged legs or half lotus, take your left hand round first, right hand round, arm round, sorry, and taking hold of the upper arms and leaning forwards. You can do that in lotus as well. Or you can reach towards your toes. Wherever you're at, you're opening up the chest. You're taking 10 breaths in and out through your nose, tongue to the roof of your mouth. Keep your eyes open. 1. If your head touches the floor, then you can rest it there on the forehead, or maybe even bring in the chin towards the floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale to come back up. If you're in half lotus, then swap position, take your left leg on top. Either way, everyone is going to take their index finger and their thumb together, stretch the arms out and then draw the shoulders back to open up your chest, making sure that your ribs are stacked on your hips and your head is stacked on your ribs. Tuck your chin, keep your eyes open, gazing just past or just to the tip of your nose. 10 steady breaths, noticing the sound and the sensation, staying focused. 2, 3, breathing into your side, lower ribs, gently up to your collarbones. 4, jaw relaxed. 5, tongue pressing to the roof of your mouth. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Inhale, lift your head, release your hands. And again, a couple of different options here. So if you're in full Padmasana lotus pose for Utpalutihi, you take your hands more towards your knees, press your hands down and lift your knees, staying for 10 breaths. And if you come down, you come back up again, like so. If you're in half lotus, I would say come into cross-leg position, squeeze your knees in, take your hands towards your feet. Have a gentle bend in your elbows as you press into your hands, and once again trying to lift your hips for 10 steady breaths in and out through your nose. If you come down, come back up again, okay? And keep at it, keep working on taking those longer holds. 3, 4, press your fingertips and the heels of the hands down into the floor. 4, 5, don't give up. 6, 7, try not to drop your head, keep looking forwards. 8, 9, and 10. Let the hips come down. And from here, you can take resting pose. So take the feet nice and wide, lay back onto your mat, palms facing up, hands nice and wide as well. If you're getting any tension in your lower back, bend your knees. Keep the feet nice and wide and take the knees in towards each other. You close your eyes, we're not sleeping, we're resting. Maybe observing the breath. Letting the practice settle into the body. Breathing in and out softly through your nose, tongue to the roof of your mouth. Staying here for between 5 and 10 minutes.